Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you can see from the title, it is my July 2018 BoxyCharm unboxing. I'm going to be going through every product in here, breaking down the values, demoing everything. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching. And please don't forget to subscribe because I do upload twice a week and that is the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So, first out of the box is the card, as always. They are back to the trifold card again, which I'm very happy about because I like it so much more than the postcard. And the theme is road tripping. I have no idea what that has to do with anything in the box, but obviously if the products are all great, the theme really doesn't matter. For those of you who are interested, I have a little 1 on the bottom. So this is variation number 1. First item out of the box, I actually did put it on, but I put it on under everything. This is the Needles No More Baggage Depuffing Eye Gel from Dr. Brandt. I have used this before. I do really like it. I did not ever have a full size of it, so I'm really excited to use it again. I got it in one of the Sephora bundles when you go to check out the rewards. I cashed in, I think, 500 points and gotten an entire Dr. Brandt tester set, and I was really happy with this product. It is a great under eye serum. With a lot of these stuff, I mean, I'm actually happy I did try this out because I could try it out here on camera and it's not going to mean anything to you because unless you've used it for a couple weeks or something, you're really not going to see such huge drastic difference that in a one-time video you're ever going to get anything out of it. And this retails for $42. Next item out of the box, this is a blush. This is from Chella Cosmetics. This is the Luminous Silk Compact Blusher. It does have argan oil in it, and I have the shade Desert Rose. So obviously this is going to change depending on how it applies, but this is like my favorite tone of blush to use. My entire face is done, minus the stuff I need for the box. So I'm just gonna go into a Morphe E4 and just take a little bit of this. I just tapped in twice and the brush is definitely like saturated. So I'm gonna knock a little bit of that off and just hit up over where I contoured and take a little onto the apples of the cheeks. I think this is a very flattering color. Like, I think that it is just deep enough that on deeper skin tones, I do think that this could end up being very flattering. And on the more fair skin tones, if you go in on a light hand, oh, that is not a light hand. If you go in with a light hand, you can really make this work for anybody. The one thing I will say is it is very pigmented, so you are going to want to go in fairly light. Now, I went a little overboard, and that's just a testament to how pigmented this is. If that ever happens to you, go into any pressed powder foundation, take a fluffy brush, this is the Sonia Kashuk #1, and just take your setting powder and blend it over. And what that's gonna do is it's just gonna kind of mute everything down. You see how this is very like over the top French hooker on this side, and on this side it's a little bit more like everyday wearable. So this is called veiling. It is a technique that I learned about from Lipstick Nick. And honestly, like, it just is really good for taking it down. Now, this is still looking a little overboard. So you can always go into a tinted setting powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me. And just press that over the whole area. And that'll really help to kind of dilute it a little bit. Because again, this was very heavy-handed. But like, anything is salvageable if you go in with the right amount or order of products. Okay, so now that I went in with way too much blush and had to tone it down, I'm going to finish highlighting the face really quickly. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of the Amrezy highlighter from Anastasia and just amp up the cheekbones a little bit more. And I do like blending that into the blush just to kind of give you that wet sheen along the face, especially in the summertime. Okay, so this blush retails for $11.99. Now the next item out of the box, this, I wasn't sure how to feel about it when I did some research. This is the Chella Beauty Eyebrow Cream. It retails for $26 and it is not what I was expecting. Like, it is a pot on the bottom and on top it is a brow brush. It is literally a pomade, which I typically don't use pomades for my brows, so this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to just try this out. Okay, right off the bat, it is fairly pigmented, but you can go in with a light hand and kind of diffuse it out. So it's a little less intimidating if you don't typically go in with a brow pomade. So I'm actually really liking how that's applying. I'm definitely gonna have to play around with it with, you know, an angled brush or something else because I don't love this like little handle for it. But it is something that I'm enjoying how it's laying. So I'm gonna finish this off camera because it is impossible for me to get my brows even on camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't hate this product, but it's not something I think I'm really going to be reaching for again. I typically prefer a pencil for my brows. We got from the Brow Gal a couple months ago the Instant, which is a tinted brow gel. This, like, you comb it through, it'll add a little bit of tint and just kind of help set everything in place. I will always prefer a product like this over a pomade, but if you do like pomades, it is a very, like, velvety texture. It blends out and can definitely, like, hold up. So once it does set down, you're not going to have it brushing off throughout the day. But if it's something that you really, like, don't love brow pomades, you're obviously not going to like this. Okay, so the eyes are primed, and the next item out of the box, this is from Crown Pro Beauty, which we have gotten before. This is the Fuego eyeshadow palette. Now, it is a beautiful warm tone palette. It has a mirror. It has a magnetic closure, so it stays closed. It is like a very soft cardboard. So, yeah, let's play around with it. This retails for $29.99. I'm going to start, and I did set down my shadow base with a little bit of translucent powder. I'm going to start by dipping into this shade right here. It's a transition shade. There are no shade names, which is something right off the bat I don't love, but not the end of the world. Okay, so that took a little bit of building up. This is not one of those palettes that you can, like, dip into and suddenly get payoff. Like, I dipped like 3 times. I did not knock off the brush, and I definitely went in and blended. They do blend away, so you don't have to be intimidated about too much pigment, but they're definitely, like, pigmented enough that you can get payoff, but not so pigmented that it's like a tap in the brush, knock it off twice, and then blend. Next, dipping into this shade right here, it's kind of a plummy brown. I'm going to take that on the flat side of a Morphe M433. I am going to knock it off because I don't know if every shade has that same pigmentation, and I'm just going to slowly use this to build up the crease area, focusing it heavily on the outer corner of the eye. All right, so same pigmentation issue. When you tap into the shade, don't tap off your brush. You can go right in on the eye and you are not going to get too much pigment or any fallout. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You just have to know going into the shadow that you're not going to have such a ridiculous color payoff. So you do know to build it up a little bit. On a pencil brush, I'm going to take that same plummy brown and I'm just going to run that along the lower lash line. Then dipping into this more neutral brown, I'm going to blend that out into the inner corner. So when I do like such a warm crease and a warm color, I feel like I look sick if I don't have a deeper color in the waterline. So I am going to actually take a little bit of the Makeup Geek Full Spectrum liner that we got in the limited edition box. This is in the shade Royal, and I'm going to throw that in the waterline, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually went in with Plumeria instead, which is also from the limited edition box. It's a little bit more cranberry and a little bit less purple. So I'm just going to buff that into those shadows. Then going back into that crease brush, I'm going to dip into this really deep shade right here. And I'm just going to focus that very tight to the outer V of the eye. Then on my finger, I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's a little bit of like a frosted champagne with a silvery gold reflect. And I'm going to press that into the lid. I definitely prefer the formula on the shimmer more than I do the matte. It went on really pretty. In the pan, it looks like it has a little silver to it, but on the eye, it's strictly gold. To amp this up a little bit more, I'm going to dip into the highlighting shade on the side, and I'm going to take a little on the finger, and I'm just going to press that into the very center of the lid, just to add a little extra shine there. Then on a detail brush, I'm going to take that same highlighting shade and just pop that on the brow bone and on the inner corner. And the last item out of the box, this is from Wander Beauty. It is the Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara. This retails for $24. I am just going to curl my lashes first, and then we're going to try this out. So the wand is curled, and it definitely looks like very similar to the Roller Lash wand. So I know I'm going to like the shape, but let's see how the formula plays. Okay, so that is one eye. I recently did a first impressions video, which I'll link right here, where I tried out the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. This one is definitely doing better than that. I will say it's not quite as black, and I don't love the applicator. It's a little too flimsy. I prefer something a little harder. I feel like when I'm brushing this against my lashes almost have a little bit too much push on the brush, whereas I would rather something a little bit either plasticky, like the roller lash, or something just a little bit firmer. That way my lashes aren't dictating what the comb does. The comb is doing my lashes what need to be done. Okay, so we have gotten a lot of mascaras in BoxyCharm, and I'm going to say that so far, depending on how it wears, this is my favorite. I feel like my lashes are the wispiest that they have ever been with a BoxyCharm mascara. And we've gotten like quite a few. We've gotten a Tarte mascara. We've gotten a lot. And I'll link my other unboxings so you can take a look at those ones. But like in general, with most mascaras, like I wear falsies a lot, but this is making, like I'm getting length, I'm getting curl. Obviously, I want to go put on falsies, but I'm not going to because kind of defeats the purpose of playing around with the new mascara if you're just going to throw falsies on top. I am, however, going to go off camera and layer this up another layer and go in with the same formula on the eye, and I'll be right back to tie this whole thing up. Okay, so I don't think the second layer really did all that much. That being said, I do want to play around with this more. It's not one of those mascaras that I apply and instantly I'm hating, so I'm going to actually, like, test this more, which normally when I test things and I'm a little iffy, they kind of just go to the bottom of the pile. This I will play with. So all in all, this box retails for about $130, which, saying that the box as a whole retails for $21 and you're getting that much product, I think it is awesome. The Dr. Brandt alone, which I know I like, is definitely worth that on its own. The Crown palette, I'm going to say I like the colors and I like the way they performed, but this is in no way going to make me rush to use this over any of my other warm tone palettes. I love the Morphe 3502, which has a lot of these similar like reddish, burnt orange, and like neutral warm tones. So I like it, I don't love it. The brow product, not really for me. The mascara, I really want to play with again because it's kind of awesome. And this blush, you are going to be seeing a lot more of. I've been going in a little bit heavier on my blushes lately. Oh, cool. There's a little brush in there. I didn't even notice. I will never use these applicators, but it's cute when they come with them. But all in all, this is a great blush that I will be playing with again. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please don't forget to like it and leave a comment down below with what product you are most excited to get in your BoxyCharm, or if you don't have it, what here would make you want to go subscribe. And thank you very much. I will see you next time. Bye.